Welcome to another session of Aloka Dhamma discussion. As always, with great gratitude, I warmly welcome Sandalanka Kalyan Dasan Tero and Gampa Somanansa Tero to our studio. We've been discussing a few qualities a leader should have if that particular leader wants to become a successful leader in last week. Today I would like to draw the attention again still on the leadership qualities. When we work in our real life, there are multiple factors and variables around us in the environment which we have to work, which are constantly changing. As a leader, when you sit with your team to have a discussion and to set a strategy, you should not be distracted by the environmental variables which are not relevant to that particular discussion at that particular point of time. You have to concentrate on what you have to do and what is the discussion is about, and should have a clear and good concentration on what you have to do. This will make you a leader who has a good focus on what you are supposed to do and who can provide a good direction and a proper strategy to your team and to the organization. Venerable Somanansa Tero sir, what are the teachings and examples in Buddhism we have highlighting the importance of this concentration or the right concentration, and how can we improve our concentration by practicing Buddhist philosophy?
With respect to Venerable Sandalanka Kalyan Dasan Tero, Mr. Karagala and dear devotees, the first stage along the path of purity is known as purification of virtue. In this initial phase, practitioners focus on cultivating moral integrity and ethical conduct. It's all about laying a solid foundation by aligning actions with virtuous principles. Dear devotees, having established a solid moral foundation, the seeker proceeds to engage in the advanced practice of samadhi, the discipline and refinement of the mind. This marks the second stage along the path of purity. Now, dear devotees, what is right concentration, also known as samma samadhi? Having the mind fixed to a single object, chitta ekaggata, one-pointedness of the mind, this is concentration. Chattaro satipatthana. The four foundations of mindfulness are the objects of concentration. Sammapadana video. The four great efforts are the requisites for concentration. The practicing, developing and cultivating of these things is the development of concentration, bhavana. This is given in the Majjhima Nikaya Chula Vedala Sutta. Dear devotees, according to Buddhism, there are 40 subjects of meditation, kamatahan, which differ according to the temperaments of each individual person. There are 6 kinds of temperaments: lustful temperament, ragacharita; hateful temperament, dosacharita; ignorant temperament, mohacharita; devout temperament, saddhacharita; intellectual temperament, buddhicharita; and discursive temperament, vitakka-charita. Dear devotees, charita signifies the born nature of a person, which is revealed when one is in a normal state without being preoccupied with anything. The temperaments of people differ owing to the diversity of their actions or karma. Habitual actions tend to form particular temperaments as well. Raga or lust is predominant in some, while dosa or anger, hatred and ill will are predominant in others. Most people belong to these two categories. There are a few others who lack intelligence and are more or less ignorant. These people are known as mohacharita. People who are ignorant are those whose mind oscillate and unable to focus their attention deliberately on one thing. By nature, some people are exceptionally devout. They are known as saddhacharita. while others are exceptionally intelligent. They are buddhi charita. Dear devotees, the subjects of meditation are variously adapted to these different temperaments and types of people. According to the Visuddhimagga, the 10 impurities are so-called asubha, and mindfulness regarding the body, the 32 parts, are suitable for those of a lustful temperament because they tend to create a disgust for the body which fascinates the senses. The 4 divine abidings, Brahmaviharas and Kasinas, are suitable for those who have a lustful temperament. Dear devotees, the reflection on the Lord Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha and so forth are suitable for those of a devout temperament. The reflections on death and peace, perception on the loathsomeness of material food, and analysis of the 4 elements are suitable for those of an intellectual temperament. Mainly reflection on the Buddha, meditation on loving kindness, mindfulness regarding the body, and reflection on death are suitable for everyone, irrespective of their temperament. Dear devotees, before practicing samadhi, the seeker should give a careful consideration to the subject of meditation. In ancient days, it was customary for pupils to seek the guidance of a competent teacher to choose a suitable subject according to their temperaments. But today, if you are unable to find a competent teacher, you must use your own judgment and choose which is most suitable for your character.
So, Honorable Gampasona Sutero explained about the concept of mindfulness. But developing and having the right mindfulness will not happen overnight. It is a long and difficult journey and it takes time. Whenever Kalanda Santero, so by following Buddhist teaching, how can we develop mindfulness progressively by step?
Katamacha bhikkave samma samadhi ida bhikkave bhikkhu vivicceva kamehi vivicca akusalehi dhammehi savitakkam savicharam vivekajam pīti sukham patamam jnanam upasampajja viharati dutiyam jnanam upasampajja viharati tatiyam jnanam chatuttak jnanam upasampajja viharati ayam uccati bhikkave samma samadhi. With respect to Venerable Gampaha Sumanawansatero, Mr. Karagala and dear devotees, here monks secluded from sensual pleasure, secluded from unwholesome states, a practitioner enters and dwells in the first jhana, which is accompanied by applied thought and sustained thought with rapture and happiness born of seclusion. In that way, he enters the second, third, and fourth jhanas in order. Right concentration has 2 degrees of development. First one is neighborhood concentration, upachara samadhi, which approaches the first absorption without, however, attaining it. Attainment concentration, so-called appana samadhi, which is the concentration present in the 4 absorptions or jhanas. These absorptions are mental states beyond the reach of the 5-fold sense activity, attainable only in solitude and by unremitting perseverance in the practice of concentration. In these states, all activity of the 5 senses are suspended. No visual or audible impressions arise at such a time, no bodily feelings is felt. But although all outer sense impressions have ceased, the mind remains active, perfectly alert, fully awake. For one who has concentration should understand things according to reality. The arising and passing away of corporeality, feeling, perception, mental formations and consciousness. Samadhi occupies a place of great importance in the Buddhist life, particularly within the context of Theravada Buddhism. It is a state of consciousness that transcends ordinary waking, dreaming, or deep sleep states. At its core, Samadhi represents a profound slowing down of mental activity through single-pointed concentration. The practitioner begins by cultivating mindfulness and ethical living, laying the groundwork for deeper meditative experiences. As one progresses, Samadhi becomes a powerful tool for self-exploration and inner transformation. Let's delve into its significance. One thing is inner stillness. Samadhi brings about a state of inner calm and tranquility. It allows the mind to settle, free from distractions, and focus on a chosen object of meditation. This single pointedness leads to a heightened sense of clarity and presence. Another benefit is beyond the self. In its deepest form, Samadhi leads to the dissolution of the egoic self. Subject and object merge, and the sense of I disappears. It is an experience of profound unity and intimate connection with the fabric of existence. Another one is right concentration. Samadhi is a crucial component of the Eightfold Path, which outlines the Buddhist journey towards enlightenment. Right concentration, so-called Samma Samadhi, involves cultivating focused awareness and sustained attention. Another one is levels of Samadhi. Over centuries, Buddhist masters have mapped various levels of Samadhi. These are range from mundane absorption, such as being fully engrossed in a game, to profound spiritual states. The practitioner may explore realms of desire, form and formlessness, kama, rupa and arupa bhava. Lifelong practice is another aspect of Samadhi. Samadhi isn't confined to the meditation cushion. It permeates every aspect of life. It leads to greater clarity, compassion, and freedom from suffering. Dedication, discipline, and sincere aspiration are essential for its cultivation. Dear devotees, remember, Samadhi isn't an abstract concept. It's a lived experience. As you navigate the complexities of existence, may your practice of Samadhi illuminate the path towards wisdom and liberation.
So as explained, when you have the right mindfulness, that will improve your concentration, and when you have the right concentration, you can be forthright about what you do. And when you do that, your team will start respecting your decisions and direction, and they will follow your guidance without any hesitation. That definitely will drive the team towards what you need to achieve. When your team, without any hesitation, work along with you towards the same direction, that's a success you can expect as a leader. So I'd like to talk about another quality or another thing which we find very difficult to find in current leaders, which is equality. Unfortunately, we have divided ourselves by race, religion, caste, schools, and you name it, many more things. This creates discriminatory behavior. And when you have a discriminatory mindset, we treat people with inequality, which is creating issues within the team. Venerable Sumanasa Thero, sir, is Buddhism talks about this importance of the equality, and how can we create a culture of equality by following Buddhist philosophy?
Mr. Karagala, Buddhism indeed emphasizes the importance of equality, viewing all beings as inherently equal in their potential for awakening and liberation from suffering, attaining enlightenment. The teachings of Buddhism advocate for social justice, compassion, and the recognition of the interconnectedness of all life. By following Buddhist philosophy, we can contribute to creating a culture of equality through various practices and principles. Dear devotees, one of the foundational teachings of Buddhism is the concept of causality, paticca-samuppada. According to this teaching, nothing exists independently or in isolation. Everything is dependent on and influenced by multiple causes and conditions. This understanding fosters a sense of connection and empathy towards all beings, regardless of the difference in their background, status, or identity. Not only that, but Buddhism also promotes the practice of loving kindness, metta, which involves cultivating a boundless sense of goodwill and benevolence towards yourself and others. Through the cultivation of loving kindness, we can overcome feelings of superiority, inferiority, or indifference, recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of all beings. By extending loving kindness to every being, we can contribute to create a culture of acceptance. Dear devotees, moreover, Buddhist teachings emphasizes the importance of compassion, karuna, towards those who are suffering. Compassion involves recognizing the suffering of others and being moved to alleviate it to the best of our ability. By cultivating compassion, we can develop empathy towards those who are oppressed, actively working towards the reduction of suffering and the promotion of equality. Dear devotees, on one occasion, the Lord Buddha, the Blessed One, was living near Savatthi at Jetwan at Anathapindika's monastery. In one of the forenoon, the Blessed One, having dressed himself, took the alms bowl and robe and entered the city of Savatthi for alms. And at that time, an offering was being prepared in the house of the Brahmin Agika Bharadwaja. Then the Blessed One, while on his alms round, came to the Brahmin's residence. The Brahmin, seeing the Blessed One, said, Tatreva mundaka, tatreva samanaka, tatreva vasalaka tittahiti. Stay there, you shaveling. Stay there, you wretched monk. Stay there, you outcast. When he said this, the Blessed One said to the Brahmin, Brahmin, do you know who an outcast is? And what conditions are needed to make an outcast? There the Brahmin replied, No, Venerable Sir, I do not know who an outcast is, nor the conditions that are needed to make one. It is good if Venerable Gautama can explain the Dhamma to me, so that I may know who an outcast is and what the conditions that make an outcast are. Dear devotees, then the Blessed One replied, Whoever is angry, harbors hatred, and is reluctant to speak well of others, discredits the good of others, perverted in views, deceitful, you can identify him as an outcast. By giving several advices like this, finally in the Aloka Sutta, the Lord Buddha said, Najajja vasalo hoti, najajja hoti brahmano. Kammana vasalo hoti, kammana hoti brahmano. Not by birth is one an outcast, not by birth is one a Brahmin, but by deeds one becomes an outcast, by deeds one becomes a Brahmin. Dear devotees, In this profound teaching attributed to the Lord Buddha emphasizes that one's social status is not determined by birth, but rather by their actions. Being an outcast or a Brahmin is not predetermined by one's birth into a particular family or caste. Birth alone does not confer any inherent status or virtue. Actions play a crucial role in shaping one's identity. Outcasts and Brahmin are not fixed labels. They are outcomes of how individuals conduct themselves. Mr. Karagala, Buddhism offers a psychological and ethical framework for promoting equality. By cultivating qualities such as loving kindness, compassion, mindfulness, and generosity, we can contribute to create a culture of equality in both their personal lives and the wider society. Through collective efforts explained in Buddhist principles, we can work towards building a world where all beings are treated with dignity, respect, and fairness.
So, as explained, nobody will become good or bad by birth. It is something each and every individual has to develop along their lifeline. So as a leader, you should treat everybody in your team without any discrimination, without any preoccupied judgment. Every member in your team should be given an equal opportunity and should be judged on the same basis. When there is no favorites or favoritism, there will be a healthy competition within the team, because everybody knows everybody in the team has an equal opportunity and a chance to become successful, which definitely will accelerate the progress of the team. So with that, I'll get back to another trait we need to have as leaders, which is related to the knowledge and the common sense. We spoke about the importance of having common sense. When you have experience and knowledge along with the common sense, you will develop apt wisdom. That is, the appropriate and pertinent knowledge and wisdom you can have and you develop to face any situation and circumstances. Having apt wisdom will make you a different and outstanding leader. Venerable Kalandasana Thero, sir, what are the references in Buddhism we have about this concept apt wisdom? And as Buddhists, how can we develop our apt wisdom by following Buddhist teaching?
Mr. Karagala, in Buddhism, apt wisdom refers to a deep understanding of the nature of reality, which transcends conventional knowledge and leads to liberation from suffering. Panya or prajna is considered one of the three essential qualities to be cultivated on the path to enlightenment, alongside morality and concentration, sila and samadhi. Throughout Buddhist teachings, there are numerous references to the importance of apt wisdom and practices focus on developing this quality. Nalapana Jataka story is one good example for this. Dear devotees, the Bodhisattva was once a king of monkeys, and he led a troop of thousands of monkeys. To protect them from danger, he had instructed them to ask him before eating any fruit they had not seen before, or drinking from any water source they had not used before. One time, as a troop roamed in the forest, some monkeys came upon a new lake. So they sat and waited for the Bodhisattva to arrive. He examined the shore and saw that all footprints led into the water and none led out. So he knew that a demon haunted it. When the frustrated demon saw that the monkeys were not going to enter the water, he emerged and begged the monkeys to go in so he could eat them. The Bodhisattva, however, came up with a plan to drink the water without entering the pond. He took a reed from the shore and blew into the end of it. Miraculously, all the knots in the reed vanished and all the reeds around the lake became the same. So all monkeys sat around the lake and drank water through these reeds. So, dear devotees, in his past lives, Lord Buddha consistently demonstrated abd wisdom, enabling him to safeguard both himself and others from harm. Mr. Karagala, another example is found in Alavaka Sutta. On one occasion, the Blessed One was living in the abode of Alavaka, a yakka, so-called a demon. He was there in the city called Alavi. Then Alavaka, the demon, approached the Blessed One and said, "Get out, recluse." "Very well, friend." So saying, the Blessed One went out. Then Alavaka said, "Come in, recluse." "Very well, friend." So saying, the Blessed One entered. For the second time, Alavaka said, "Get out, recluse," to the Blessed One. Blessed One said, "Very well, friend." So saying, Blessed One went out. Again, Aloka said, "Come in, recluse." For the second time also, Lord Buddha said, "Very well, friend," and entered the house. And same thing happened for the third time as well. Now, dear devotees, when Alavaka, the demon, said, "Get out, recluse," to the Blessed One for the fourth time, then Lord Buddha replied, "No, friend, I will not get out. Do what you will." Had the Blessed One spoken these words at the outset, initiating a conversation with Alavaka the demon would have proven challenging. However, by showing respect to Alavaka from the very beginning, Lord Buddha ultimately transformed Alavaka the demon into a disciple of the Triple Gem. This exemplifies how Lord Buddha skillfully combined apt wisdom and his great compassion.
Apt wisdom will make you a leader who can guide and lead a team through any difficult situation, which will enable you, your team, and the organization to cross the winning line. So that is what we call as success. So that brings and conclude another fruitful session of Aloka Dhamma discussion. I thank Malasekara Foundation for being partner with Jaya TV in doing this noble service, and as always I thank Venerable Sadalanka Kalandasana Thero and Gampa Sumanasa Thero for being here with us and sharing their noble knowledge across the globe. And thank you everybody for listening and joining us. Teruan Salman.